My wife had insisted, and she's a really good partner and companion about keeping me on the right path. I promised she made me promise that I would take my birthday off, and here I am speaking with you.
I'm sorry. So today it is your birthday. This is the proclamation that the mayor in DC, it can't be read, but I'll tell you there's one piece of this proclamation. It says, Dr. Fauci has been a shining light in dark times for the nation, promoting truth over fear and giving Americans hope in their government. You know, you were largely an anonymous figure before this all started. How does it feel to get that kind of a thank you? And I'm sure you're hearing that all the bad stuff is in one corner, but you're hearing these things that you've never heard before.
Well, obviously, it's very gratifying, Jeff. It's a little bit surreal because what I think I've come to represent almost symbolically is what the nation needed when there was a lot of lack of clarity and divisiveness and speaking of hoaxes and fake news. They need truth, they need clarity, they need honesty, and they need integrity. I think there really is a thirst for that. But I would think that it might be that you want to still wear masks in the fall, but I think we could have pretty consistent in-person schooling with the size of the classrooms being what they should be, namely prior to the pandemic. I just don't want to make a prediction about not wearing masks because I'm not sure we'll have the level of infection so low that there's no risk. Nobody likes to completely shut down society for a number of reasons. We all have COVID fatigue and it is devastating to the economy, but it looks like in certain parts of California, they have to do that. But the bottom line, Jeff, is we're not exactly sure why this is going on, but very likely because they're not following public health measures, at least a few weeks ago, that they should have.
I think, what if Bruce Springsteen or Neil Young or Dolly Parton, wouldn't that be helpful? Has there been any discussion about getting pop culture figures to do this, to set an example?
Absolutely. There's been serious discussion about that. And I've done a version of that in interviews with some celebrities talking about the importance of getting vaccinated and have them reach out to their followers. But this public service announcement with sports and entertainment celebrities absolutely is under very active discussion right now. And you're perfectly correct that when people see people who they look up to and idolize from a cultural standpoint, it might be even more effective than my getting up and telling people to get vaccinated. You know, I'm a very good friend of Dr. Birx. She worked with me very back. She considers me one of her mentors. I have a great deal of respect for her. She was put in a very difficult position, Jeff, where she essentially lives in the White House there. So it made it much more difficult for her to push back on things because literally there was no escape from her. I mean, she was there. She has an office in the West Wing. So I know that there have been some criticism of her, but my feeling has always been to give her some slack because she really works extremely hard. You know, I want to practice what I preach. I don't want to tell the country to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. And I am willing to sacrifice this because I was just on a Zoom call with the girls. It was very moving. I mean, I think I lost about 1 liter of fluid in tears, to be honest with you, Jeff, just hearing their expressions of love and concern for me. But we ended it on a happy note because we know that sooner or later, very likely sooner, as we get into 2021 and things get better and vaccines help us, that this time next year, we'll be back again with the Fauci family celebrating Christmas Eve and my birthday for my 81st birthday.